Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Danielle and I'm from Cageless Readings. So today's pick a card, we're going to be doing a little bit of a look at how someone sees you. We're going to do an energy check. So we're going to do first, how do you see yourself, just to see if this is the right pile for you, because I know that we sometimes don't see in ourselves what others see in us. And then we're also going to just be looking at what are the skills or the gifts that this person you're inquiring about sees that you have. And then we're going to pull the cards away, and then we're going to pull some new ones for how do they feel about you and what are their intentions towards you. So this doesn't have to be romantic. It could be like a business partner, it could be a friend, it could be someone you've just met. I'm just holding the intention that whoever is on your mind and whoever you're inquiring about is the message you get. So that being said, if you want to take a couple deep breaths, ground yourself, get connected with your intuition, that's the best way to make sure that we're reading your highest outcome and not your fear because there is duality, there is both sides, and I find if we're really worried and we're choosing a pile for the message correlated with our fear, then that will be the messages we get. So we just want you to be aligned with just, you know, your inner knowing, your deeper intuition, more of that true self. So that being said, I always just recommend taking a few deep breaths, really getting centered in yourself and calming your nervous system down. And then after you've done that, we have here for pile one, it's like a wand, I guess, of Ocean Jasper. And the oracle card deck you have to choose is the Archangel Oracle cards. Pile two is this Tourmaline point. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit better on it. There we go. And your oracle card deck is Angel Therapy. You are going to be using other decks too, just so you know. These are just the decks I have for you to choose for each pile. Okay. Oh shoot, let's see if I can remember what this is called. I think this is Caribbean. Oh, I'm blanking on it. I should have looked it up before I started this video, but I didn't. It's some kind of Caribbean something. But anyways, it's supposed to help with dreams and communication, and it kind of just looks like a beach to me. Right? Like there's like sand in it. I don't know if there's actual sand, but it looks like layers of sand and water. So I like it. Anyways, we'll just call it the Caribbean crystal until I remember the name. And the oracle card deck for you is Healing with the Angels. All right, so if you want to go ahead and just see if you're drawn to any of these piles, now's the time for that. And if you are, I'll see you in your pick a card readings. Okay, pile one. So you chose the piece of Ocean Jasper, or I shouldn't say piece, this stick or wand. It's actually quite a large piece. Okay, I'll put it there. I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit. There we go. Give us some more space to work with. And just if you didn't hear the intro, we're just going to do an energy check-in to see how you currently see yourself, just because how other people see us isn't always how we see ourselves. And I just want to make sure that there's something you can check to see if it feels like it aligns with you. So that being said, how does pile one currently, at the time when they're saying this, see themselves? Okay. That's a lot of dog energy. You have Coyote and Wolf. So it says Revealer of Truth, Wolf, Pathfinder. Ooh, okay. I actually want to just pull a clarifying card. How does pile one see themselves? Okay. Boop. Boop. Okay. Wow. This is actually feels like if the time you're coming across this, you're actually feeling pretty good about yourselves, which is awesome. Obviously, you have a bias to believing people are seeing the worst of themselves because I was anticipating that. So honestly, great on you guys for doing the work. Yeah. So Coyote Revealer of Truth says, don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. Oh, that's Steve. He found his catnip. And then over here we have release your past and start a new journey. You're a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power, and you have a love that endures. Okay, sorry about that. So, how you see yourself, pile one. I'm getting a pretty big message around you have come out of a phase where maybe you weren't seeing yourself on the best light before this, but I really feel like you've like a revealer of truth and pathfinder, like I feel like you've really found your way back to yourself. And I'm so drawn to the fact that I see like a snowstorm going on in the background of this card, and I wonder if this is symbolic of having made it through the stormy weather, for lack of better words, and come into a place where there's renewed sort of appreciation and passion for how far you've come and what you've accomplished and exactly where you are. Like prosperity, peace, like I really feel like this is all like a time of having rediscovered like what the value that you bring into the people's lives. Maybe it's whether sorry, maybe it's also in the career and how you bring benefit to either like your coworkers or to your clients or to the people that you are serving. And I just really like this like peace card. Like it does feel like inner peace has come, but I really have to say, like, this does feel like it's kind of newer. So it feels like you kind of went through maybe a little bit of an ego death or through a darker time, and now you're ready to just, I don't know, like start a new path. It's kind of interesting. Like I'm curious to see what is going to come through for this person you're inquiring about how they see you, because I just looking at this energy, I can't tell if you're inquiring about maybe a new love interest or maybe a new business association or boss or something like that, because it really just feels like you've come through a cycle of a lot of change. And like, I don't know, like the big thing I'm getting from these cards is just like you've really changed your perspective of how you see yourself and your own worthiness and your own value of self, which is really, really awesome. It's great to see this. It's absolutely great to see this. Yeah. And I even just also want to just quickly, before I move on here to how this person sees you, release your past and start a new journey. Like I really feel like that is the embodiment that you have, is like overcoming past challenges that you, I think, faced within yourself. So maybe there was like aspects about yourself that you didn't like or appreciate, or you only saw the shadow attributes of these characteristics about yourself. But I really feel like you've come into a time where you see the strength in them. So what would be an example of this? Like one for me, for example, is I've recently, in the last couple of months, realized that, like, it sounds funny to say this, but like people would always tell me I was very delusional, which is like, it sounds like an insult. Kind of is an insult, I guess. But I actually realized that it's actually one of my greatest strengths, because I believe I can do anything if I just put in enough work or put in enough hours at it. I truly believe that I can do anything. So people would call me delusional, especially little exes and family members, because they'd be like, it's not possible. No one can do that. No one can do that thing. And I'd be sitting there like, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to do it. And I actually feel like I don't know, like I don't imagine that that is the same example that this pile has, but I imagine there's like a quality where it maybe was used against you, or you even like disliked it about yourself, but then it actually ends up being exactly why you are the way you are and why you've persevered as far as you have, and why you've made it to be this person and gain the wisdom and the knowledge that you have now, or the skill set that you have now. That was so key. That quality within yourself was so key. So I just see something like that. Maybe it was something around like being not delusional, like not seeing things clearly or being too optimistic would be like another way that some people might say that. Um, I don't know, maybe this pile also did have a bit of that. I'm not sure. But the word persevere does just seem to really stand out for me for you. So I think you recognize that you don't give up easily and you persevere through challenges. Especially with like the coyote and the wolf coming through, like one, they're both pack animals, which is really interesting. Like they rely on each other and they know that doing things by themselves doesn't work as well for them. So there could also be a little bit of a message there, is realizing that there is a supportive community behind you. And I also feel like they're a bit of scavengers, like, you know, like they know how to survive, they know how to be really smart in their decision making, and not to, what is the expression, like don't work, not to work harder than they have to. I can't quite remember the expression right now, but you might be someone like that, where you're very good at like analyzing the problem before you just take action after it, so that you're not wasting your efforts or energy. And I feel like this is really important for even like this like prosperity aspect, and this like having more time aspect and being more at peace with things, is like not over not throwing yourself at the wall 100 times. I don't know if that's an expression, but that's the vibe I'm getting. So anyways, that being said, let's just put these cards away. If that resonates with how you see yourself, then this is your pile. If it doesn't, this might not be your pile. There we go. Simple as that. So that being said, I want to tune in now to the person on your mind pile one. Whoever this person is, if you want to think about them now, how do they see you? How are they seeing you, pile one? Okay. And how do they see you? Okay, I kind of like the fact that there is 2 cats and we just had 2 dogs. It makes me think about how we don't see ourselves the same ways that other people see us, or see the same things in ourselves that other people see in us. I love that. Yeah, let me just pull a few more cards. Oh, here's Millie. Speaking of cats. Some clarifying cards. How does pile one's person on their mind see them? Okay, I love that clairvoyance came through, because I was like, for some reason, when I'm looking at these cat cards, I'm so drawn to their eyes and how they see things. For some reason, that really stands out for me. Okay, sorry, I was just closing the curtain because it was really hard to see the cards. Yeah, so the eyes do really stand out to me for the cats, like especially the cougar one, where it's just like, I feel like there is something about your eyes. Maybe it's like they just really feel seen by you, or like when you're looking at them, there's a level of intuition that you have where you can just like see right through them. Definitely, especially when I see Keeper of Secrets and Visionary. I definitely think that this person that you're inquiring about feels like you see way more than maybe what you verbalize even. And there's also like a silence, which is funny. I know there's a card here that says singer, but I just feel like there's like this, I don't want to say quite stoic, but they see you as someone where there's a lot more happening in your mind, and there's a lot more, I keep getting that you perceive and that you see about happening in a situation that you don't always verbalize. So it's almost like this person kind of sees you as someone who knows when to say something and when to keep something to yourself, like observing, very observant, very, very, very observant of your environment and of situations before you act or speak. So I definitely really feel like this person sees you as someone who's very wise and someone who has a lot, I want to say there's like a lot of wisdom. And it feels like they admire you for that, but I also feel like there's a bit of an intimidation factor from this person. Like I almost feel like the fact that they don't know what you're always thinking intimidates them a little bit. And I feel like that could just be like a self-conscious thing that they have going on. Uh, yeah. Also, we have down here counselor. Sorry, you can't quite see the words on it, but it says counselor. And that's the thing that I get is like, I feel like they feel like, I feel like they feel like, lol, that's great verbiage. I feel like they they feel very seen by you, and I think they would consider you like a very good listener, someone who can really hold space for people to just say what they need to say, express what they need to say. And I almost feel like this person feels like maybe they vent to you a lot more than maybe what you would perceive them doing. I don't know, I don't know, I don't get that impression from you. I feel like the energy that, or how this person is seeing you from their eyes, is that you're very patient and you see right through people. And I think that might even be why you don't I don't know, why you don't see them as venting to you, because I feel like you just see that people have like um some things that they're just processing, or some like emotions that they're working through. And I really feel like this person really sees you in the light of not being very judgmental. But look at this, like we even have clairvoyance, like sensitivity, the loved one, remembering who you are. Like I really feel like this person just thinks the world of you. Like they see you as someone who can, like I keep saying this, who can really see through people. Like it's even like you see past like maybe what they're saying, like the judgments or the like assumptions. Like if people are venting, I wonder if you're just very good at making people, even without saying much, realize that like what they're struggling with, the root of the problem, seeing really what it is. So like maybe they're like venting about someone at work, but then actually as they're talking to you, they realize like what they're struggling with is actually just their confidence in themselves, and they took something the wrong way because they took it personally, whatever this person did. I don't know if this is making any sense, but I just feel like you're like a good soundboard. Like people just talk at you and they get clarity. And I think it's just because of the energy you hold. Feels very non-judgmental. Like you just, yeah, like I was saying, really there's like a perspective that you hold where you can really see a whole situation. Like even look visionary. So much about seeing. Seeing, so much about seeing. And even like all these, like this is like kind of like third eye chakra colored things. So it's just like this person finds it very interesting what you're seeing. And then the breathe card, this also I just feel like goes so lovely with like just the fact that I think people feel um calmer just talking to you. So like I feel like it starts off with people venting, and then like by the end of it they're actually feeling way more organized mentally and way more clear on, like I was saying before, like what they were, why they're even upset. Like they might not even have realized what they were upset about until they were like talking it through by talking with you. Yeah. Do you want to look at this singer card? So the whale card, I usually feel like this talks a little bit about family and like people feeling like very safe around you and like it's safe to express themselves. I also find it interesting that in this card deck, it talks about the moon, which is all about emotions. So I really like, I don't know, I wouldn't say I've ever gotten this vibe from this card before, but I would feel like it's like people really do feel like they like process through their emotions. Like you're able to hold space for them to just, like I almost said, like verbalize it all. Like just sometimes I feel like people who talk to you feel like they might be like venting very, very hard. But I don't think you have that impression. I mean, not from what I can see. Um, yeah, which is awesome. There's a very like accepting, non-judgmental vibe to you. The victory card, your prayers have been heard and answered. I'm kind of curious like why that one's coming through. Let's clarify this card here. Soulful appreciations and ascended masters. Yeah, so I feel like once again it's just a lot of reiteration here around people just really feeling like maybe you're even like a role model to them. Um, Someone they definitely look up to, like someone where I think they would be really proud if someone like said they were like you in any way. Like I think they see you as so put together and knowing, I don't know, just just being able to see things so clearly. And I think they see you as very calm and emotionally regulated as well. Because everything here is like things that like know how to self-regulate and see things clearly. Heartfelt gratitude. I really like that too for this pile. I really feel like they just see you as like just worth so much. Worth so much. And so I don't know what's like the right word. Like I don't know if I'd quite say like they just feel very honored to know you and they feel like you are like a healing presence in their life. That's how I guess I would say that. Lots of compassion as well. I feel like all these words kind of mean the same thing, but sometimes maybe one word like really hits us in the heart more than others, but definitely people feel you or this person sees you as very compassionate and put together. Yeah, and even with this beloved one here, it says helping with soulmate relationships. Like this person, I feel like really feels like you are one of their people, especially with like I was saying the whale to me, that's like soul family. So I don't really know how this person is related to you. I'm not getting like a strong pull towards like romance. It could be a family member for some of you. I just really feel like that like this person really looks up to you and really, really values your opinion. And that might sound weird to some of you because I have the impression that for some of you, you might even be younger than this person you're inquiring about. And that's okay. Like you really just radiate just like a calmness. Like that's really what I get. They feel like your certainty in yourself and like your non-judgment that you hold when you're holding space for people to talk to you, um, really like, oh, I just lost the train of my thought. It really makes people feel safe, seen, oh, and like makes you seem so wise. And you might be really wise. I find usually we don't see ourselves that way. Um, but I feel like this person just like sees you so wise. And they feel like you see everything. That keeps coming up a lot. They feel like you see everything in other people, the good, the bad, what they're struggling with, their wounds, their attachment styles. Like I just feel like this person is like, holy shit, if I could see everyone as clearly as pile one can see them, then I would just know the secrets of life. But then there's also like this such a beauty of like you just like you're so okay with people's emotions. Like you understand and honor your own sensitivities and emotions around things. That's even what makes you such a great space holder, at least in this person's eyes. Is like I feel like this person really can see that you have done a lot of work and that's why you're able to do what you do for them. Okay. My cats are getting a little active here. Okay, so I kind of feel like I've talked a little bit, a lot about what they're seeing in you. And I'm sure there's so much more, but like their main focus here, like I said, is like you just really are such a reliable. You're like the safe ground. I'm not quite saying there's like so many expressions that keep coming to my mind that I can't quite verbalize here, but they just like you're the person who makes them feel better, feel seen, feel non-judged, and like when they need to work through something or talk through something, you're the person they think of because they know that you can just hold space and you'll see things, um, not only from their perspective but from the other person's, and they really do value that. They really value how you see life and how you see things. So I just really want to put an emphasis on that. And they really feel like it is coming from a non-judgmental place. And like I said, like they do really feel like you are like a role model or like someone they look up to or inspired by. And it feels like that comes from them really feeling that you've done a lot of emotional work on yourself. Like you really got to the root of your own shadow side, and that is why you're able to see what you see. See what you see. Okay, so that being said, the next question I was kind of looking at is how do they feel about you and what are their intentions towards you? So I just wanted to put this out there for anyone where this was like maybe like a newer connection where you're like wanting some clarity about it. Yeah, so let's just ask that. How do they feel about you? And what are their intentions towards you? What are their intentions towards you? Ah, look at that. We got the cougar again. Okay. And how do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? And further clarify, how do they feel about you? Well, that makes sense. How do they feel about you? Okay. All right. So we got cougar again for how do they feel about you? Hey, Toby. Excuse me, buddy. Yeah. Thanks, bud. I'm just gonna put these like this actually for the moment. And we have beloved one, counselor, and clairsentience again. So a lot of the same cards popping up, which really I think just reiterates how they really do feel this way. So Archangel Chamuel is the angel that brings us to our aligned connections, like our soul purpose, our careers that are really just aligned with us. Like just think of things that are like divinely guided or divinely aligned. That is when Shemuel comes through, and also usually with a lot of compassion. So I like that this person, we have this card come up again with Archangel Chamuel. Because what I get from their intentions from you is it's very much about how they were seeing you. Like this person does look up to you. I mean, I kind of peeked at this over here. The Fox card is all about partnership in this deck. And partnership, like I really want to be clear here. Like for some of you, this is romantic. And for some of you, this is like someone you want to collaborate with, someone you want to work with more, or just even like a friend where it really feels like it's an equal exchange of energy. You both value each other. That feels really important to just point out. And then we also have the Ascended Masters card and Teacher and Learning all as well, and Gift from God. Like this person really sees you as like an answered prayer. Like they might have been asking for more soul family members to come through, or like a soulmate to come through. And like you, I just feel like you are an answered prayers in their eyes. Like you're the person they were looking for. And when I see the cougar and assertiveness for how their energy is towards you, like I feel like this person doesn't want to let you slip away. They want to put in the effort to make sure that you are in their life. And they really feel a connection to you, whether they understand it and why they like felt so comfortable with you so quickly, they're not maybe totally sure, or they might just actually like I don't know if this is their 3D self or like their higher self that sees that you are part of their soul family or soulmate relationship they asked for, but there's some sort of realization there on some level. I guess we can always pull a card and just ask. Well, you know what though, seeing Fox though, like I feel like this is pretty grounded energy. And sorry, the bear is protector. Yeah, I would say, I think their 3D selves, like their earthly selves, are pretty aware of the fact that they know that this connection is really special and really, really value it. And I definitely don't see them letting go. Like black bear is protective, all about I always see black bear as kind of like a mixture of like the deer energy well, which the deer energy in this deck is all about love and gentleness. And I always feel like this card comes through when it's like someone really values the relationship, wants to keep it safe, and they're doing it in a way where it isn't smothering. It's just like that healthy parenting style, like, you know, the one that we all wish we had, where they value us, they love us, but they're also going to let us go and do our own experiences, but they keep an eye on the connection and they keep an eye on what's going on with that person and check in regularly. That's what I feel like when I see this black bear card come through. As a lot of this is talking about them wanting to keep you close in their life, but also respecting each other's space and needs. Hidden being surface. Remember who you are, higher self, sensitivity. Okay, sorry, I was just like reading some of the other cards here. So yeah, I really do feel like this person's intentions. Let me just double check all these here. Yeah, I don't see anything here about where they don't want to see you any less. I don't know if that's like a concern for this pal or not. But I feel like they do just want to keep growing in their closeness with you, for lack of better words. Definitely feel very drawn towards you, and they do feel very more mentally clear and more strong in themselves when they're around you. And I feel like that just comes from like your energy of like you're very like, well, their perception of you is you're very calm and collected and you know what you want. And something about that wears off on them. Like it's almost like your confidence radiates and teaches their energy to be more confident. It's almost like this person almost sees you. You know how they say like if you want to be like someone, or you're like the people you spend the most time with. I think this person like really would love to spend as much time with you as they could, because they literally energetically are learning from being around you. Makes them a better person. Makes them a more confident person, makes them more clear. The travel and change in location is really interesting. I'm just trying to ask if I can get any clarity here. Clarify. What is that card talking about? Patience? Divine order. Okay. Well, I don't know. This person might actually literally want to do trips with you. I don't know if this is like someone where you do work with them, but they could want to like say go to other places with you for work. But I do feel like what I'm getting from this is like they have to be patient about it. Some of you might actually almost be in like a mentorship with this person. So like I don't know if it's official or that's just like the role that you're kind of falling into, but I almost just feel um like they literally have to be more patient with where your relationship's at and where they are in learning how to. I don't know. I don't think it's like a skill set you're teaching them. I just feel like they just need to be more patient in general. Like they're like so excited about you and like all like just like all the things, how they feel around you, what they feel capable of doing when they are around you, that I think they just need to like maybe take a chill pill, for lack of better words, and just let things unfold in more divine timing, like divine order. And when things are balanced, they'll be balanced. Some of them I definitely feel like do want to get into some kind of work relationship with you. So it could even just be that like maybe you're in a similar industry and they really want to team up with you because they love who you are as a person. That definitely is clear, and I feel like they just see how gifted you are. So I do feel like I do get the message around patience though being for this person you're inquiring about. They're not someone who is used to slowing down, and I think that's actually even a little bit challenging. And it's so funny because it almost makes me feel like this person could have like a lot of fire energy and you have like a lot of earth energy, where you're just like very like when it's the right time, we'll know. Let's just think about it. Let's like move like slower, but it's more like a calculated slower. Like it really comes through with that like that energy of you not wanting to waste your energy doing something 100 times because you didn't think through the process. Where this person that you're inquiring about, I feel like has that tendency to act first, think second. And I think that's even like just part of like the relationship though, is that you're teaching them to slow down sometimes. Like it's okay to want to get things done quickly, but there's a time and a place, and sometimes it can take longer to do things. I don't want to say right, but do things or get things done because you're just rushing into it too much. That's kind of a cute little message. And then I do feel like all these messages are just sort of playing on each other. So what I mean by that is like I feel like there's a lot of repeating messages, but I think it's just because this person really does see you as, like I said, kind of a role model, someone that they really appreciate or really see as a wise person. Because Fox, clever. It's all about partnership. using resources that surround you, and working smarter, not harder. So this is where I was saying, like, spread your wings, gift from God, all is well, send masters and teachers. So this person is just, yeah, really wanting to work with you. I think they're getting a lot of inspired ideas about how they can work with you. I don't know if they're voicing this though. This feels like someone who, like, they're like scheming all the things that they want to see you two do together. But maybe you just, like, yeah, you haven't been let in on it, or maybe they do tell you about it and you're like, wow, yeah, maybe, let me think about it. And that might just be like part of the thing that you do with each other, part of the role that you fall into. With a gift from God, you bring gifts and we receive them with open arms. Yeah, this person is so stoked about you. That's so funny. I wonder what this relationship is like. I wonder for what some of you are like doing with this person, because there's just so much here about how excited they are. So we also, yeah, like we said, Black Bear, Guardian Spirit, give me your confidence and power, help me protect the ones I love, awaken my intuition. And we have sensitivities again, hidden truths, something unknown, remember who you are, and higher self. So, yeah, so I feel like this person, I think they do recognize that they're maybe like a little overly excited about this relationship or this connection or meeting you. And they are actually, I do get that they are trying to like listen to their higher selves, and they are actually really, like, their crown chakra is very open. And I feel like that was triggered by you in this relationship, all in the best way. Sorry, I keep trying to fight off the sun here in the frame. Yeah, so their crown chakras are very, very open. And I do feel like that is directly associated or tied to this connection with you. And they are trying to be more patient and slow down. I feel like that is your influence on them. Like, instead of maybe just like impulsively acting, they're like going within, they are meditating, they're asking themselves what, like, I almost feel like, what is their soul calling them to do? So maybe this pile was like really known to be in their mind at first, or really in the masculine energy, and now they're going more into the feminine energy, or going more into like double checking, like, is this actually the right path for me? What would this look like? How does this feel in my body? And I really feel like you've taught them this. It's kind of cute because, like I was saying, they almost have this. This person could be physically older than you, but they have a very young energy to them. So it could be like, that's why I was like, maybe it's like Aries energy, or just like a lot of fire energy, where they're like very like go go go. And now they're like being told to pause, and I can almost see them be like, okay, what would this pile one tell me to do right now? Okay, they tell me probably to think on it, to see how it feels in my body, to see if this is what's really going on within myself, or if it's something else. And I just love that. You love that. That's like your direct influence on them. It feels like you've taught them to try to be more grounded. Definitely try to be more grounded, but also just still respect their ideas, because this person definitely is guided by a very strong crown chakra and a lot of inspiration. So, yeah, so much that they've learned already. All right, I kind of feel like this is all I'm really getting for this pile. I'll just pull a couple more cards asking if there's just anything else pile one should know. Sorry, that's my cat Toby scratching the cat tree. That's my cat Toby now playing with Millie, who doesn't like it. Yeah, anything else pile one needs to hear before we get going here? Anything else they need to know? Oh, Enlightenment high school course. Forgiveness. Choose a new direction. Opportunity. Yes, and success. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're asking, but hopefully this gives you the answer. So success, yes. And when I see forgiveness, I'm actually thinking of compassion with this card. It came out the other day actually as well. So maybe you've watched both piles. I'm not sure, but forgiveness and self-compassion. So she's, oh gosh, there goes my cat again. Just gonna ask for clarity on the forgiveness card. Be assertive. Oh my gosh, pile one. I don't know what's going on. Meditate brings answers, but like assertive, like you literally have assertive twice. This card's come out twice too, so I guess you could say you've had assertive 3 times. So I don't know. Maybe you've been a little hesitant on choosing your path, or you're needing just like a little extra encouragement on the path that you need to be taking. But I definitely get like, be more compassionate towards yourself, choose a new direction. There's a lot of opportunities coming, success, and yes, like that kind of answers itself. That's pretty straightforward. If there's something where you're like, I'm not sure if this is the right thing, success, yes, opportunities. And the meditation brings answers. I feel like you've already meditated on it. You've already asked yourself, you already checked in with yourself about what is aligned with you, and I feel like you're just literally needing to take the action. So maybe this person is even like a good influence on you because you've taught them to slow down, and I wonder if you could use their influence to take more action, to speed up, and maybe you've even learned that from them. Maybe I should even have pulled a card on on what this person has taught you. Also, just like as a little confirmation for anyone who was like, this person is a romance interest and not a family member or a student, there's just like a little nod to you that yes, don't worry, there is some romance here as well for those of you who was inquiring about a romantic partner. But I really didn't get a strong pull towards any of one of those things, just because I think there's just like different people were inquiring about. I keep repeating the words I'm saying, so I don't know what's up with that, but it's a thing. So anyway, this is pile one. If you enjoyed this reading, I so appreciate it if you leave like a little comment or a like or subscribe, as that helps this channel or this video specifically get more views, and I appreciate that. And maybe I'll catch you around sometime. You have a good day. Hello, pile 2. So you chose the Tourmaline. I'll put that right there. And just for the energy check, we're going to see, how do you currently see yourself, pile 2? So this is so that you can see if this is the right pile for you. Oops, sorry. How does pile 2 currently see themselves? Okay. Interesting. That's an interesting energy. Community and authentic. Okay. And just clarifier, how does pile 2 see themselves? Okay, so pile 2, it's for your energy check-in. I have to say, there is a little bit of a nod towards environmentalism. So you take that as it resonates, my friends. With the patience and the action here, I feel like there's like, I don't know why I'm feeling this. I guess I am an intuitive reader, so something's telling me this about you having learned to slow down and not always take quick action, like almost being okay with a lack of action, which is funny because I feel like when I see these cards I should be saying the opposite, but I feel like it's just like there's something about that and it being attached to Mother Nature and the environment and taking care of the environment. So I don't know, hopefully that makes sense to you, but there's something there that I'm not quite getting my finger on, putting my finger on. Sacral chakra is all about kind of like joy and pleasure, and I just keep thinking about feminine energy with this, and then the fairies like being more at peace, just spending more time in nature. It could be gardening, it could be going on more like forest walks, but it feels like this was a priority for you. Like this is why it's coming up in an energy check. Like you've been focusing more on that, on connecting with the land, connecting with the earth, maybe taking steps to honor the environment more. So maybe some of you started like thanking the land before you like go on a walk, or maybe you started like offering sage or sweetgrass or something like that to the land before entering it. I'm not sure, but there's something going on there, which is beautiful. And it just feels like there's like this deepened connection with the nature around you, or the earth around you. And I feel like there's just like this connection to Mother Earth in general, that you've been working on or trying to honor more. I don't know, like maybe you've literally been like working with Mother Earth to like heal like parenting troubles that you've had. Like if you had like a wound with your mother, like you literally maybe started working with Mother Earth to like reteach yourself what a healthy mother would do. I don't, like I said, I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's definitely something going on there, so hopefully that makes sense. um yeah, it's almost like maybe you've spent a lot of time recently in balancing like the yin and yang energy as well, because when I keep seeing this patience card, I do keep seeing compassion, more feminine energy, learning to slow down, learning to be patient, literally to be more still, to find more balance, and to find more connection, like slowing down to see life happen or something. And this action card, I actually feel like it's saying like learning to take less action, learning to be more than to do. I don't know why, I just keep getting that. Move forward with confidence. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but I just get that there's been like a slowdown for this pile. But it feels good. It feels really nurturing. I want to be very clear that it feels like very, very nurturing to have slowed down. And some of you really are working on like manifestation and like actually trying to be intentional with what you're creating in your life, what you're thinking about, the energy that you work with, the energy that you're around. Some of you might have gone on like a technology break or something like that, or reducing the technology that you use or the time on screens, and really reconnecting with like the world around you, if that makes sense. Also, with the penguin, authentic and be community, the penguin I'm getting a strong family vibe from. So I really feel like you really have wanted to take time to reconnect with your support and family systems. So once again, I am getting that message around like maybe reducing like the screen time, the like maybe the work you were doing. Like there's some slowdown aspect that's coming through very strongly for this pile, and getting back to what's important. It's almost like you've really invested time in prioritizing where you want to put your time and who you want to give it to and what matters to you and what you value. And coming through strongly is definitely your like support system. So this could be chosen family, this could be blood family, but it's just like really connecting with those people. And it just feels like face to face, giving people your attention and your support and your love, and really nurturing those connections. You are a powerful light worker. This comes through whenever we're trying, like whenever we are trying to kind of find like be the best versions of ourselves for the people we love, and just show up for people in a very authentic, compassionate way. And I feel like this is just really going with that vibe of you really prioritizing where you're putting your energy. And manifestation power also, I'm just furthering getting like you are being very intentional with what takes up your time. So if that resonates for you, then this is your pile. If this means nothing to you, then this might not be your pile. Okay. Sorry, I slept a bit of a cold from I guess a week or two ago. So anyways, we are going to just pull cards now for this person on your mind. How does the person on pile two's mind see them? How does the person on pile two's mind see them? Okay. Do I want one more? I think I do. Look at the aquatic life here. Okay. And I'm also going to pull some clarifying cards. How does how does person see them? Okay. It's interesting when the same cards come up again and again. It happened in pile one where the same cards came out. Both card pulls. So that is just interesting. It's a theme right now, I guess. Put this here. Put this here. And put that there. I think you can more or less see all the cards. Okay, so how I'm seeing this person is seeing you. And I want to just disclaim here that if the person you're inquiring about is like a spouse or romantic partner, there's just like a strong vibe of like the person maybe that you even have a child with. And so if you don't have a kid, no worries, but there's always sort of a majority energy, and there's definitely one around you asking about, I think, a spouse or romantic partner, and you may or may not have a child with them. Because I feel like everything I'm getting here is this person is like really seeing how you are actually taking the time to learn how to process, for maybe lack of better words, your emotions. So with the orca whale and the humpback whale, orca whale and humpback whale, I feel like it's like you're learning to navigate your deeper emotions. So like this could be specifically around healing, like wounding, inner child work, trauma, healing. It's like I just keep getting such an emphasis on like really they're recognizing the fact that you are trying to change cycles. So I don't know if you're even like just trying to get pregnant, and that might be like part of it here. But like when I see the parents, past life issues, workshops and seminars and goddess, like I just keep getting again and again the message of like they really see how you are trying to overcome or free yourself from ancestral wounding, family patterns of like toxic behavior, bad coping mechanisms that aren't serving you anymore, like that line of stuff. And it's like it's not being done super easily. Like this isn't effortless. This is actually, you've put in a lot of time to work on it. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I say things and I'm not quite honoring just how much this person is seeing you. I kind of laugh because it's like, sorry, I'm trying my best here, but you know, it's hard to communicate. But I just really feel like if you are trying to start a family with this person really wants to just acknowledge you, or their soul really just wants to acknowledge you for how much work you're putting in so that your kids don't repeat these coping mechanisms or these attachment styles or these unhealthy behaviors. Like whenever you see past life issues, it feels like it's just like your family has a history of coping in a certain way, or maybe having like a certain attachment style that hasn't served them, and you really just, you're done with it. Like that's the big thing I get here is like you're like, I see that my family's struggled with this and I don't want anything to do with this, and I don't want my kids to learn this behavior and also be struggling with this. So there's so much around breaking free, and the adventure, I like this because it's like saying like you are taking a new path. And this card, I keep being drawn to the fact that there's like a family system here, like this like orca whale is really prioritizing its family and like doing this for its family. So I don't know if that is actually why you're doing all the work, but this person sees it as just like such an honorable thing to do, to like build the relationships between you and them and your unborn children or born children, depending on where you are in your life cycle. And I really just feel like there's a lot of admiration and acknowledgement here, because I keep being drawn to the fact that the waters aren't still. They're quite choppy and they're a bit chaotic, and it really represents like the emotions that you have worked through in this process. So much clearing, so much clearing. And that might be why you were drawn to the Tourmaline, this is all about, like, I find, like, deep clearing and healing, and I just feel like that is exactly how this person is seeing what you've been working through. And there's also like a bit of a thing around music here, so maybe some of you have been like working on like actually singing to like maybe like tune your own body. Like they say, like if you hum, that can be really healing for your own chakra systems and your own nervous system. Some of you might have gotten into that. Some of you might even have gotten into singing to like literally get out stuck stuff, or maybe some of you had a hard time using your voice and you're working on that. But whatever it is, I feel like music might be important to this pile, and you've really used it as a tool. Maybe it's even just like using songs to emotionally work through things or to bring in different things. I'm not sure, but it does seem like there's a nod to music for some of you. So I really feel like this person just has really seen how much work you've been doing. I really want to make that clear. This person really gives you an acknowledgement of how much work you've been doing for your family and for them to have a deeper relationship with them. It's not gone unnoticed. And then over here, keeper of secrets and infinite possibilities. I almost feel like this is how this person is seeing you from all the work you're doing. Like they've noticed that you've learned to take time to yourself. So they might even like have noticed you've started like a meditational practice or something like that. And I feel like it's just like that's how they're starting to see you. So if you feel like this person maybe doesn't see how much you've changed, what I'm seeing here is that they do see a lot of change. Like they feel like there's so much possible, like literally infinite possibilities, like new starts, new beginnings. Butterflies are all about rebirth. Like you are learning to define who you are, and I think you're even learning to figure out who this new you is. We even have like vacuuming fear. So I feel like this person is anticipating that you are going to be wanting to do new things that you haven't previously wanted to do. You are wanting to try things you've previously not wanted to try, that you are just open. I feel like that's like generally it. You're open, you're creating stronger boundaries for yourself, you are creating more self-honoring practices, you are starting to dream up things that you want to experience for yourself. You're learning, I think, to even ask people for help. And I think that was actually probably a really big thing for this pile. Like I really feel like there's like a nod to like seeing how like you are really like coming into your own. That's how this person sees you. Like you are really like starting to stand behind yourself and respect what you have the energy for, what you have the time for, when you need space. Like I feel like this person's like, holy shit, you're growing up. Like, and I don't mean that in a rude way. Like it just seems like you really stepped up. Like I don't know what happened, what went down, but like it's almost like something happened and you're like, I am tired of this and I am no longer gonna keep working on this. I'm not gonna keep going in this cycle. That's basically what I'm getting, is that you stepped up and you are not repeating yourself. So I do, like I said, I do get a very strong vibe that this is a romantic relationship and this person is your partner that you're inquiring about. Yeah, and I like that it says like they also see you as a powerful light worker, like someone who tries their best, who is loving, who tries to be compassionate and empathetic, and really is trying to come from a heart-centered place. So I like that it came up for how you see yourself and how they see you. It feels like you're very aligned, like this person really does see you for who you are. And I don't know why I feel like I have to keep saying that. I get the impression that this pile hasn't always felt like their partner has seen them. Like you haven't always felt like they understand the depths of what you're going through or what you're working through. And I don't know if this is because this partner of yours maybe hasn't always been good at vocalizing it, or maybe you haven't always been great at words of affirmation, but from what I can see, they seem like to really see you and what you've gone through. So I don't know. I feel like I almost want to be like, maybe you should have a conversation around this with this person, because I feel like there is like this desire of them acknowledging you verbally in your day-to-day life that maybe you're not getting. And that's why you're watching a card reading about this. But I just feel like there is no need for me as the third person. I actually feel like this person, if they knew or recognized that you were needing them to validate you or kind of like say how they've seen you grow, that they would offer that to you if they knew you needed it. Does that make sense? Like I don't think they're withholding it. I think they just don't honestly realize that you're maybe wanting to be seen by them, or have a conversation where you like see that you see each other. I don't know if I'm making sense. I feel like I'm speaking tongues here. But yeah, from what I can see, I think they really do see you. I'm just trying to see what else I should ask here. So I kind of pull cards for what their intentions are towards you. But I don't know if that's really going to help this pile. Just because I feel like this person's already in a partnership with you from what I can see. But yeah, I guess I can just see what are their intentions and their feelings towards you. What are their intentions? Okay. Boop. Okay. So we have here releasing difficulty, travel, change, location, self-acceptance, compassion, and forgiveness. Yeah. So once again, I feel like we do have them just like really acknowledging how much you've grown. So I don't know if this pile like struggled with like depression or mental health or something like that at some point, but I feel like they even see that you're coming out of that. And that you're really changing your attitude and your viewpoint on life. Like, you know what? I have to say, like, I think this is one of those piles where people say, like, you can change, but it's like gonna be really hard and it's gonna be like a lot of work to change. And I think you've done that. Like, I think there was maybe, I don't know if you doubted yourself or if you felt like this partner doubted you, but you came through. I want to make sure you say that you came through and this person sees that you came through. So I don't know if you like had like an avoidant behavior or something that was self-sabotaging or self-destructive, but I really feel like this person sees that you've released a lot of that behavior, and it took a lot, and it was like literally going against everything you were taught and you learned to do, and you've really come out of it on the other end. So I really just feel like they see like things getting easier between you and them, and just I feel like the relationship in general. When I see this change in location, I actually really get it as like a nod to like changing how you guys interact with each other. Like there being like a new energy in this connection, and there being more compassion and heart to heart connecting. So whenever I see this card here, self-acceptance, compassion, forgiveness, I really feel like I don't know if there was like someone cheated or something like that in this partnership, or if you were talking about how if you both didn't change or if you both didn't grow, then the relationship was going to have to end. I don't know what was going on there, but I do feel like this has changed. From what I can see of this person, they're really ready to meet you from a heart-opened place. And I feel like there's just a lot of empathy and compassion directed towards you. And they really do see a change coming in this connection. Like so strong here. This like there's just like easier ways coming in, and like that the effort that you've put in was worth it, because I do feel like there's so much change. Because over here too we have like the healing heart, letting go, and resonance, choices, signature signals. Once again, this is pretty much mimicking over here, like coming from a more heart-centered place. So I don't know if before you had a hard time having conversations with each other or seeing each other's perspective. I feel like that's going to be quite different. Love, acceptance, romance, like this feels like there's been such a big shift. And thought vibration, this also talks about literally a shift in intention, a shift in frequencies, a shift in the energy that you're in. So this is coming from their perspective. So they've even shifted how they are seeing you and how they're thinking about you and how they see what you're capable of and see what the relationship is capable of. So there's just so much that has changed here. So much that has changed. And surrender, freedom from time constraints. This is really interesting. It almost makes me wonder if this pile, like if someone in here was a workaholic before this, and because you've made more time to prioritize this relationship, that alone has been like a game changer. Like I'm not sure if this partner thought you would never prioritize the relationship over career or something like that, or prioritize a certain aspect of your life. So maybe if you are like a parent already, maybe you put so much time into your kid, it lost the connection between you and your partner. If that's the case, they feel like it's like you've prioritized time with them. And once again, there's no matter the situation, it feels like you stepped up and you did what they wanted to see from you. Like you literally did everything they asked, and they acknowledge that, they see that, and it's changed what they believe is possible for this relationship. Something about boundaries keeps coming through though. Like you either learn to ask for what you need from this person in a way that they could meet it, and that might even have helped them feel like they could bring what they needed to this relationship because they now understand what you need. Yeah, I'm not totally sure what that is, but there's so much around, like, I feel like there's so much pride. Like they're proud of you for learning how to honor yourself and to set boundaries and to speak your needs. Like, I know that might sound like a weird thing, but it's coming through pretty strongly. I just get a strong message around this relationship's gonna be okay. Like they aren't limiting you by past actions. It feels like this person is really seeing you for where you are today, and they are dreaming of the future with you, which is really, really awesome. I'm just going to see if there's anything else this person would like you to know. Anything else I'd like you to know? Inactivity, isolation, many choices and uncertainty. Abundant success. Yeah, okay, so honestly, what am I getting from this? I'm just getting like that this person, they don't maybe necessarily know exactly where this connection's gonna go or which avenue it's gonna take, but they feel good about it. So I get that they've seen where you've been. They've seen you guys have gone through like some emotional lows and highs, but where you're heading now with the work that's happened, and like with, I feel like the commitment that you have shown and your commitment to prioritizing, that's once again a word that seems very important to this person, is prioritizing the connections you have with them. So whether it's with like children, them, family of some sort, they really are feeling good about where it can go. I like this limitless card. Infinite possibilities is a really great way to say their energy right now towards you and towards this connection, is they really feel like there's a new chapter and there's a newness that they don't even want to put a limit on it. They don't even want to say this is all we can do, this is all we can have, because I feel like they're like, I never thought this was possible. I never thought that you would prioritize me. Now that I know anything's possible. Things that I can't even dream up, they're possible. So I really, really like the energy of it. And I just feel like you've really worked through a lot of ancestral karma, inner child work, like just you've done so much growth, so much growth, and it was probably a very uncomfortable and a very hard journey for you, but it really was all worth it. Like I said, these cards to me really just scream, it wasn't easy, but you've learned to break free from some patterns that were not serving you and that were very sabotaging to this connection. So this person really does see that. Yeah, I feel like this is all I have for you, pile twos, but I feel like you're ready to go and have a conversation with this person, an in-person conversation with them. I feel like they would love to share all that they've seen. And I feel like there might be like a little nervousness, but like I said, like the main energy is like coming from a heart-centered place, healing heart, acceptance, romance, and wanting to really see where things go and to work on things. So that's really exciting. This is good news, pile two. This is good news. I feel like there's some nervousness here, but that's okay. You've done so much work, and it's so amazing that this person sees it. It's so nice that this person sees it. Yeah. Okay, that's all I have for you. I'm wishing you the best of luck on this conversation. I feel like it's like time. It's time to talk about things. Just to complete all the work that you've done. And if you like this card reading, I just so appreciate it if you leave a comment or a like. It really helps this video get more views, and that helps me out, so thank you. And yeah, just I hope you have a good one. Hello, pile 3. So you chose the Caribbean stone. The Caribbean stone. We don't really know the name of. So we're going to do an energy check to start, just so that you know if this pile's for you, because we don't always see ourselves the ways others have seen. But to be honest, in the last 2 piles, I felt like they're pretty aligned with how the people are seeing us and how we see ourselves. So maybe this isn't even necessary, but I'm going to keep it up since you're the last pile. I might do it one more time. So just asking, how does pile 3 see themselves right now, currently? How does pile 3 see themselves? Okay. I guess we want 4. Like that there's been like a cat animal that's come through in each pile. We like cats. We like cats. I accidentally misplaced my large memory card that can handle like multi-hours of recording somewhere, so I keep filling up these smaller memory cards mid-readings. So anyways, yeah, we're just gonna pull a few more clarifying cards here and how you all see yourselves. Okay. Apparently they're coming out very sassily. Sassily? That's a word, apparently. We have Dragonfly Magic, Embrace My Transformation, I courageously let go of the past, the magic of nature is in me, I am brilliant and I am blessed, greatness, love your strength, leadership is your path, your wisdom inspires everyone you meet, you can overcome any problem, you will naturally and easily achieve success. Trust and healing. Wow, that actually sums up those cards perfectly. So, I know what I have to say about these cards is I don't know if you, like, it's weird. Let me restart here. I have the impression that this pile wouldn't really see themselves as confident in themselves, or maybe you don't see yourself as someone, you don't identify as someone with a lot of confidence. That's what I want to say. But I think you do feel like you can recognize that you overcome a lot of things in life. I mean, you have a rebirth card, which literally talks about like being like the ultimate person at being able to grow through difficult situations and environments, and learning from those situations and those unideal circumstances, how to trust yourself, get yourself out of them, and how to basically, like, I actually do feel like inspire others how to get through the same situations as you. So you could be someone who has undergone a lot of hardships in life, but you still have a really great attitude and you know you're going to make it through it. And that's why it's so funny. It's like, I don't think you do identify as someone with a lot of confidence, but you do know that you have done a pretty good job about working through challenges. And I don't want to say necessarily coming out on top, but like coming out of them, not staying stuck in the mud is kind of the expression I get. And I think there is a lot of trust that you have in yourself, that you'll like make it through, and that, you know, day by day you'll get better and better. So I really do, I really like that. Trusting healing. Like, I feel like you do trust that you are healing and you are growing and you're constantly evolving. That's probably a great word for this pile. I think you recognize that you're constantly evolving and growing, and not everyone does that. You know, some people stay stuck. Some people see these limits, these perceived limits, and they don't try to overcome them or get out of them. I don't think that's who you are. I don't think you could stay stuck in the mud if you wanted to. I think it would drive you crazy to stay there. You would want to work through it. So you also have forgiveness, miracles, and divine guidance. So you probably, through your challenges, believe in some sort of a higher power. And I almost wonder if that's just even how you kind of got through it. Like you knew that this couldn't all have been for nothing, that whether it was for you literally to grow and inspire others or teach others that they can also grow through this, or to make life a little easier for somebody else because they won't have to learn the hard way like you did. I just feel like there's such like a light workers component to you, pile threes. Like you just seem like someone who maybe chose a harder life because you wanted to be able to help others not struggle so much. And I like the forgiveness card for you because I feel like you're constantly learning how to, I don't know if like forgive situations, but like forgive self even for like the challenges you went under, or like for the versions of you who didn't know better. Like I just feel like this is just such a growth pile. So much growth. Please take that away. Self-reliance, learning to be independent, learning that you have everything you need within yourself, from yourself. You can give yourself everything you need. Huge lesson that you learn again and again. We have answered prayer, divine timing, and guardian angel. Yeah, I definitely feel like this pile believes in spirit guides, in guardian angels, or definitely a greater purpose, because everything here basically says like, I feel like you've done all this, you went through all this hardship to be a light for somebody else, to help others come through their own difficulties, for sure. Everything's green too. Like green, green, green. Red is all about like healing your foundations and your support systems and overcoming challenges. So I just, pile three, if you lived a hard life, but you're proud of every moment that you lived through and learned through and grew through and struggled through and healed through, this is for you. This is your pile. This is your group, because you just like, it's just so much belief that it was all for the greater good, that every challenge there was a lesson to learn. Like it's like every one of these people are seeing the brighter side. You have such a great attitude, pile threes. You're a rarity. You are a rarity in this world. And you're a beautiful, beautiful soul and a beautiful light for people. That's who you are. You are destined for greatness, and you are magic. That is actually great words, because I feel like that's how other people see you. They're like, I don't know how they overcame this. This is so hard, let alone all these other things they've overcome. You never let it slow your pace. You never let it put a chip on your shoulder. You just kept going. That's, oh my gosh, that's so how people see you. I like, look at this elephant, he's so happy, he's just trucking along, and I feel like that's you. Like you're just like, oh well, that was too bad, but you're still going, and it isn't affecting your attitude. You remember the lesson, but you don't let it get you stuck. Yeah, because I'm sure all you've heard the lotus example. Like the lotus is like the greatest sign I find for someone who's come from such hardship, but they still blossom into this flower who, despite the fact that they came from the dirt and the mud and the yuck, doesn't show a sign of it. It's beautiful. It's clear. It's perfect. It's untouched by the mud or the filth around them. I don't know why I feel like I had to say that, but I think that's you. Like you really are just like a mystery to some people, I think. They don't understand how you can come and have this attitude that you have despite the hardship you've come from. So, anyways, let's actually pull some cards. I wouldn't be surprised if we get these coming out again. That's been a theme. And also in the piles is that the same cards come out for how people see you. But that's okay. Let's just let fate decide. How does the person on pile three's mind see them? That's what we're asking now. How does the person on pile three's mind see them? Oh, a lot of bear energy. Oh, look at that. Inventive. Okay, I have to say, I love this. I love this. because you've learned self-reliance, and I was thinking about how I feel like independence would be the better word for you, but it does seem like a difference of perspective of how we see ourselves versus how someone else sees us. Independent, I think, is how most people see you. And I love this power card. What I like that both the bear cards came out is I always see the black bear as the more gentle, loving, kind, more feminine energy. And I see the grizzly bear as the more masculine, protective, loving, um, just like a good, healthy protector, masculine version. So I like that it's like, I think this person sees you as pretty balanced, like someone who is playful and loving and kind and easygoing. And once again, I really do feel like this is aligned with like how you see yourself. Like they just see you as like someone who's able to have such a great attitude, who has such a great attitude. I also feel like patience is something else this person would see you as someone who's able to um, patiently wait for others to catch up is what I keep getting. Like I keep thinking about how this bear is like learning, but the other one isn't concerned. It's just keeping a watchful eye on it and making sure that it gets up the little log that's fallen over there. And then over here we have like, but they like you have this like inner child energy, this great attitude, but then at the same time, you're such a developed, wise person. Like you are strong in your own personal power. You know who you are. You know who you are. And you might not always feel like that, but if you get really honest with yourself, you do know who you are. If you are in a tricky situation, you know you can rely on yourself to get through it, provide for yourself. You'll find a way. And this is where I feel like this is where that spiritual belief comes in for this pile. Like to this person, I don't think they see you as spiritual. They just see you as very adaptable and very self-reliant and very good at like figuring things out. But if I were to look at your energy here, it's because of your belief in like the universe will always have my back, that there will always be a way. I'm always okay in the end. I always find a way to get my needs met, to get what I need. There's always a way. There's always a new option that comes in. That's how I think you would see yourself. But this person instead sees you as like, they believe it's all coming from you. They believe that you are so empowered and strong and independent and so creative that you'll come up with an idea like a little whippersnapper you are and get it all figured out and sorted. So this person, I'm not too sure who they are, but they have a lot of admiration for you, pile three. I want you to hear that because I feel like you're just that classic pile where it's like, oh, I'm just like doing my thing, I'm being me, but like people see you really, really highly. Like they see you really, really, really highly. But you don't see that. You don't see how highly people see you or think of you. You just don't. It's like your blind spot. You think you're just like, I'm just being me. So I just asked for further clarification on how this person sees you. Yeah, I like the miracles, blessings. Oh yeah, my friends. You got yourself a little fan club for sure in life. I think there's so many people who literally are inspired by you and look up to you, that you don't even realize the role or the impact you have on their lives. I just gotta say that. Gotta say that right now. I think you might underplay it. I think you might be like, well, I met this person and maybe like, yeah, they told me they were inspired by me. So like, I guess I affected that person's life. I think you don't even understand how many people who come into contact with you that you inspire something within them. And you are a person they think about when they're like in this situation trying to overcome something. They're like, what would this person do? What would pile three do? I just feel like you probably are like the pile where you have a lot of secret admirers. And it doesn't have to be crushes. It's literally people who are just like, you bring a lot of hope to people, a lot of hope and inspiration. Yeah. Yeah, you make them feel like the impossible is possible. And it's really beautiful. We need more people like this in the world, I think. I think these are the people who are the hidden heroes. Because anytime someone makes you feel like you can do something that you think is impossible, like there's just no equivalent to that, right? It's limitless. It's literally proving limits wrong. I don't know. I'm not doing a great enough job honoring this, but it really is a big job. Miracles and blessings. So I feel like, yeah, this person, they don't understand it, but they just literally are like, you just like, they might think you're like the luckiest person in the world, or like your attitude's so great and life just works for you somehow, which is so funny when I see this, because like I see that like you work through a lot. You've been through some really shitty places, and that's why you have such a great attitude, because you know how bad things can be, you know how hard life can be, and you know when things are good to be grateful. And that's like people see the gratitude that you have. And like I said, they're just like, this person's just shitting out rainbows and miracles. Like, I feel like that's how they see you. It's really great. I love that. And I feel like they even feel like you bless the people around you. Like if people hang around you, there'll be more joy. There'll be more love. There'll be more, I even think, healing. Like, I don't know. I wonder if you like just like your positive attitude is healing. Like people come out of like emotional ruts and like remember what it's like to be joyful and happy. Ideas and inspiration, like I said, I really feel like you do just inspire a lot of people. I think a lot of it's sort of secret inspiration, like you don't honestly realize how much you inspire actions or decisions. And it could be because you just like, you just know that you're always going to be okay, and there'll always be a way through it. It might just be small things. Like I just keep getting that. Like maybe you like went and took this crazy trip or something like that, and this person was like, you know what? If this person can go around the world and do this on $5 or whatever the crazy shit thing you did was, I feel like they're like, I can like take an art class and learn how to do pottery. Like it's like you might be like, how on earth did I inspire that? It's just because like they're like, what I want to do and what I feel limited by in my life is so small compared to the wild shit that you're doing. I can at least take that one step. I can do that class. I can go to the gym and work out. I'm a little uncomfortable about it, but it's okay. I'll borrow some of Pile Three's bravery and I'll do it, because they're doing way scarier shit. And it's like an inspired way. I don't know why pottery feels really important. Maybe this person actually took an art class because of you. I'm not sure. But I keep seeing like, you know, like when they're on like the pottery wheels, I keep seeing that. So anyways, maybe they learned how to sew their own clothes or something. Like it could even be like maybe you started your own business and this person got really inspired by that and we're like, I am also going to start my own side hustle. Anyways, we're going to let go of that because I'm not sure where that's going. Romance and focus. Interesting. You know, I have to be honest, what I'm getting from this romance card is actually just that you like maybe inspire people to believe in, I don't know, like I'm thinking of like classic love stories, like little happily ever afters, and like being able to meet the love of your life and being able to keep like the chemistry strong and like support each other. And like I like, once again, I feel like I don't know if it's because you have a relationship like this or if it's just because you believe so strongly in this being possible and not settling for anything less, that also even like inspires people to want more in their love lives, want more in their connections. Like everything about you is very inspirational to people, and especially this person. Like you just like raise their standards for themselves and for what they want from their, for life to offer them. um yeah. And I mean, some of you might be inquiring about a romantic interest, but I feel like even if that's the case, like you still inspire them to believe that there is like a greater love out there than what they ever thought was possible for them. And once again, it just feels super beautiful. Like I feel like you literally like, you are the definition of like creating like inspiring people to have higher standards. inspiring people to ask for more, to reach for more than they ever thought possible. And the focus card, I don't know, I keep seeing this as gold. Like focusing more on themselves, focusing more on joy, bringing more joy into their life. And I think that's even where that like playful energy comes in, where it's like I don't know who you are, pile threes, but I feel like even how you live your life, like maybe you work a job that you love and you actually love it. Like it's just like you change people's perspectives of love life, what they can have in their careers, what they can have for their health, what standards they can have in their quality of life. Like literally you make people rethink everything. You make them rethink everything, which is beautiful. It's so beautiful because it, like I keep saying, it really makes them feel more courageous and brave and like they can ask and aspire for more. It's so beautiful. Yeah, definitely. And then we have listening and manifestation. Yeah, I think this is coming from the cat independent energy and the sort of self autonomy, knowing your own power. Like, I feel like this is really saying, like, teaching people how to listen to themselves, how to honor themselves, and listen to what like their hearts are wanting, what their inner childs are wanting, what are they truly wanting to experience from this life, and kind of getting really grounded and rooted and connected to that again, and like hearing what their soul is trying to say to them. Yeah, this is a lot of communication with self, interestingly enough. Um, I don't know if that's something you thought you inspired in people, but I feel like it is. And you know what? I have to be honest, I don't feel like I'm picking up on one person's energy here. I feel like if you chose this pile, this is like how like your people see you. Like the people you inspire see you, because this feels like a group energy. This isn't like a one-off. You do this a lot for people, whether you realize it or not. And I don't know. I feel like you're like one of those piles where maybe you aren't like, maybe you don't have a massive following of people, but there is people who really are affected by you and like maybe follow you for life. Like maybe they have you on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or whatever kind of platform you're on, and they follow you for life because they will never forget the level of inspiration you created within them. Like you just like, you're such a big component in people's lives, and I don't think you realize it. Like, it's so funny. I was saying how this crystal helps with dreams, and I feel like you are this for people. You remind people of their dreams. You get them to dream bigger. And I even like that everything's blue. You change how people see the limits of their life and what is actually should be limiting them and what doesn't actually need to be, like a false limit. What is not even true. Like they perceived it as a limit, but they were just mistaken. Like manifestation, teaching people through just being you to ask for more, to want more for themselves. It's really beautiful. You're like I said this once already, but like you are just such a gift. You are such a gift. And I don't know if you know that, pile three, but you are such a gift to this earth because despite the hardships that you've gone through, there's only beautiful, loving, compassionate energy that comes from you. Like you just like, I don't think you see yourself clearly. Like I know we were saying you kind of do see some things, but you do not see the amount you affect people and inspire people and like change people's lives by just being you. This is one of those piles where as a reader you could almost cry because you're like, I wish you could see how beautiful you are and how much you offer this world that you aren't seeing in yourself. And like you're struggling, you're maybe not feeling good some days, and you're like, why am I even here? But it's like, this is why. Because no matter what, you pick yourself up and you find a way, and you don't let things keep you down for long. You you have a gentle energy, you find your joy, and sometimes maybe I would feel like if this pile, maybe your greatest journey is constantly finding yourself again, despite the hardships you've been in, always coming back to yourself. And then through that process, inspiring all those around you who witness it, who get to see how you just don't stop. You don't give up. You persist. You insist. And you find a creative ass way to make a change that you need when you need it. Yeah. You're creating a lot of change on this earth, my friends. So much change. I don't think you quite even realize it. Okay, so my next question that I had chosen for this reading was, what are these people's intentions towards you? Yeah, I'm not really sure how that's going to play out for this pile. What are the intentions of others towards you? Pile 3. Like I said, I don't really get this as one person. I feel like this is more of a certain type of person that you come across in life. What are people's intentions towards you? Family. Yeah. Once again, I kind of feel like this is more of a conversation around what you do for others. Yeah, like hidden truths beneath the surface, family tree. I really feel like you just by being you, you really make people feel seen. You make them feel welcomed. So just like your energy, like, and just how I'm seeing it come off is so gentle and so compassionate and so loving. Like, I think just, I can't explain it. You literally heal something in people. You do, just by like emitting the energy you do. I feel like it's just like, you're just something that most people have never felt before. It's like loving, it's nurturing, it's accepting, it's not judging. It's just like whoever you are, show up as you are, and it's okay. And that's just like wildly healing for people. Wildly healing. Yeah. I think you also inspire people to look deeper under the surface about like what has been holding them back, and what are they not being honest with themselves about what they're wanting in life, or about why they haven't gone after things they've gone after. So I think you even just inspire like a lot of self-reflection and self-healing from people. And divine presence basically just like describes you. I think, like I was saying, like you actually have quite a connection to believing everything was like there was like a bigger reason for it, that the universe, like there was a purpose. And I feel like you're doing all that out of that energy, but how you come off to people is just like a very loving higher being. Like, I know that sounds weird to say, but like I just get that, like you're just like the ultimate little support. You feel very supportful. You make people feel more at peace, more accepted as they are. And something about that just allows them to heal. Like that just allows them to, I guess it's almost like you hold space for people just by being you. Just, it comes a lot from you having done the work that you've done on yourself and being able to be okay with all those aspects of yourself coming through. But that does just help other people learn to see their own shadow sides. Yeah. If you ever have like issues with some people being really triggered by you, I think it's almost like, I wouldn't take it personally. And then maybe that's even why you were watching this. Maybe there's some people who get so triggered by you that you're like, I'm just always triggering people. But they're just the reverse of this. There's all these people who it really helps, and being in your energy really is healing. But for the people who are too scared to look at that shadow self when they're around you and that side comes up, that is what they're rejecting, is the side of themselves they don't want to look at, is the shadow aspects of themselves that they're not wanting to see, the hidden beneath the surface thing that they don't want to look at. That's what's coming up and they're rejecting. It's not you. It has nothing to do with you. It's just the energy you hold says it's safe for these things to come up, but they aren't wanting it to. They aren't wanting to look at it. So you wouldn't take it personally. It's not personal. It's more of a rejection of themselves that they're struggling with and feeling out of control, because these feelings are coming up and these limiting beliefs are coming up that they didn't want to look at. So I wouldn't take it personally. My pile 3 is when you encounter people like that, you are helping them and you're helping them come into awareness that that aspect is in the shadows in them. and they're just not quite ready to see it. Okay, this is all I have for you. Oh, here's Steve. If you like this reading, I so appreciate it if you leave a like or a comment, as it really helps this video get more views and therefore helps the channel, and I appreciate that. So if you feel comfortable with that, thank you for doing it, and maybe I'll catch you around sometime.